for an act to abolish and prohibit discrimination between first degrees and higher national diplomas for the purpose of employment and promotion in Nigeria and related matters. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, permit me to lead this debate on general principles of this important and timely bill. A bill for an act to abolish and prohibit discrimination between first degrees, higher national diplomas for the purpose of employment and promotion in Nigeria and related matters. This bill was first read on the floor of this Hallowed Chamber on Thursday, 13 February 2020. Background. This bill seeks to provide a bill for an act to abolish and prohibit discrimination between first degrees, higher national diplomas for the purpose of employment and promotion in Nigeria and related matters. Mr. President, and colleagues, it will be recalled that this bill was first presented in the 7th Assembly and scheduled the first and second reading. It is also worthy to note that the executive arm of government has since then commenced implementation of part of the bill through circulars and directives to ministries, departments, and agencies of government. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, it is sad to know that, as I speak, thousands of would-be polytechnic and technological students are contemplating or have decided to opt for university education because of perceived and real discrimination against HND graduates in relation to their counterparts who are university degree holders. Should this contemplation continue to occur, there is bound to be a vacuum created in our labor market with their consequences. It is worthy of concern to know that over the years, several entities have been put in forth to these federal civil service authorities to put a stop to some glaring wage disparities and discrimination against HND holders, and all these have been to no avail. To make the matter worse, Mr. President, certain government personnel are known to openly discriminate against HND holders to the extent of limiting their career progression within the hierarchy of same government, both at state and federal level. Even the private sector establishment is no exception. Mr. President, it is also worthy of note to inform all the civil colleagues of this Hallowed Chamber that the Civil Defense, Correctional Service, Fire and Immigration Service Boards, at its board meeting held on 24 and 25 September 2020, took far-reaching decision towards harmonization of ranks and salaries in the 4 services to provide qualitative service delivery and career progression. The board approved as follows: A, withdrawal of ranking and career progression disparity between degree and HND holders. The board has withdrawn the ranking and career progression disparity between degree and HND holders. Consequently, all candidates recruited by the board with HND will be placed at Assistant Superintendent 2, Compass 08, and can rise to the highest position in their respective services without discriminatory ceiling or hindrance. Number B, harmonization of ranks. All inspectorate ranks, from senior inspector to chief inspector 1, are abolished, and all officers on these ranks will be converted to appropriate superintendent ranks to maintain the level of seniority of officers and ensure discipline, individuals' level of conversion, and effective date which will be worked out by the board and the services and will be communicated in due course. All ranks in the services are henceforth aligned with that of the Nigerian police, and new ranking system and badges of rank will be introduced soon. C, promotion to higher rank. Henceforth, promotion officers shall be based strictly on their individual productivity, successful attendance of mandatory courses, and exams and good annual assessment of their performance by their controller, and commander generals. D, new annual performance evaluation system. New annual performance evaluation system and reporting method have been improved and will be introduced soon. Henceforth, all officers on superior cadre and above must ensure that they fill the annual evaluation form every year and submit to their superior officers for necessary action and onward dispatch to the board through their controller, commander generals. the board shall not promote officers whose annual performance report for at least 3 years have not been received before the promotion exercise. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, it is on this note that I urge all my distinguished colleagues to support the passage of this bill to be read the second time, so that the dispute between HND and BSC will be put to rest when this bill is passed by the Senate and is signed to law by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, to all intents and purposes, any private or public employment policy that places degree holders above HND holders without recourse to skill and ability of the HND holders, therefore does more harm than good to the national development plans. The consideration of this bill, therefore, Mr. President, by the next Senate is necessary by the need to further strengthen implementation of the government policies already in place to abolish and prohibit discrimination between first degrees and HND graduates in public and private sector establishments by providing enabling law to make enforcement possible across various sectors of the Nigerian economy. Fundamental objectives of the bill. The fundamental objective of the bill, HND-BSC Dichotomy, are as follows. 1. To discourage and abolish discrimination and hurdle being faced by HND holders in occupational and professional career while in employment in public or private sectors of the Nigerian economy. 2. To strengthen and discourage the desperation of students seeking admission to universities, since HND and first degree graduates will be on the same entry level in the private and public sector establishment, and no limitation to career progression of HND graduates any longer, thus creating a level playing ground for promotion on career development in both public and private sectors establishment in Nigeria. 3. To encourage candidates seeking admission to polytechnic and college of technology realize their potentials, reduce the pressure on university intake annually, and significantly improve the technical advancement of the nation in general. Number 4, to enable holders of HND and first degree to benefit equal treatment and opportunity in career placement, career progression, and admission for further career and professional development. Number 5, to provide opportunity to any employee who is discriminated against access to justice without any prejudice. Number 6, provide sufficient pool of trained and qualified to ministries, departments, and agencies of government all over the country. Number 7, bring quality change to all applicable employment policies in the private and public sector of the Nigerian economy in line with the acceptable international best practices. Structure and outcome of the bill. The bill consists of 5 clauses with 10 sections only. Clause 1, this with equality of first degree HND higher national diplomas in Nigeria. Clause 2, this with prohibition of discrimination between first degree and higher national diplomas. Clause 3, this with offenses and penalties. Clause 4, this with interpretation. And clause 5, this with citation. Cost implication. Mr. President, the legislative proposal seeking to abolish and prohibit discrimination between first degree and HND for the purpose of employment and promotion in Nigeria, the matter has no financial implication to government of federation, to the government of the Federation of Nigeria. Conclusion, Mr. President. And my distinguished colleagues, I owe it a duty to reiterate that this bill is an attempt to provide an adequate legal framework for the implementation of prohibition of discrimination between first degree higher national diploma holders. I therefore earnestly urge my distinguished colleagues in this hollow chamber or the National Assembly to set a record never set and beat a record unbeatable to support this bill to be read the second time. Mr. President, I so move and submit for consideration and approval by the 6 senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.